Hi, I'm Josh with MediaLeaders.com, and on this digital growth broadcast episode, we're going to talk about search marketing trends for businesses and brands. I'm really excited to have people from all over the country. We've got Jeff Carpenter from PETCO, we've got David Fricks from Demand Media, and we have Matt Young from Adobe in Camarillo, California, who's a brand new dad, less than a week old, which is very exciting. We're going to start with Matt Young from Adobe. And Matt, walk us through a couple search marketing tactics that we can use as brands or businesses.
Yeah, so one of the things that I've been pretty big on over the last month or two is really taking into consideration Panda, and which is the algorithm that really goes after content quality, and we also want to take into consideration Hummingbird and how that affects search behavior. One of the things that I particularly pay attention to is Hummingbird is really kind of it's a big deal, right? I mean, it's not necessarily something that targets content and links the same way Panda and Penguin do. The penalty algorithms that Google has. It really replaces the algorithm. It's huge because it really is. It affects 97% of all searches, which basically is the internet. Google is huge, right? So, and what it does, it adds a sort of conversational, semantic layer. For example, right? So, if I'm searching vocally, I'm not necessarily going to use keywords in every single one of my queries. For example, who is the President of the United States? How tall is the President of the United States? Where does the President of the United States live? Those are all sort of classic sort of models of SEO, right? But with Hummingbird, we get this situation where people are not necessarily searching for queries or keywords within their queries, right? So take the previous example. How tall is the President of the United States? Who is he? Where does he live? Right? So by replacing those pronouns, it's more vocal and it's more semantic in that case. And so content, mobile or otherwise, needs to account for just not throwing a bunch of keywords in there and really targeting that sort of semantic type behavior.
So go ahead and walk us through a couple search marketing trends and tactics that you're seeing right now. Jeff, you're on the air.
Yeah, I think the focus of the tone of the messaging that Matt was talking about, making it more conversational and targeting customers based on what they're searching for and passing that message into the content performs really well. We're focused here on providing content in different phases of the search because we're e-commerce focused. We're letting the content at the category level speak to a broad messaging where people might be searching and they just don't exactly know what they want. So they're searching with more broad phrases, and then at the product detail level, it's very specific and trying to answer the questions that are specifically related to that product and providing the user the content that describes the products they're actually searching for. So it's kind of our phase in their shopping process is the conversational tone that we're carrying to the customer, and that seems to be working pretty well.
And you said as you're filling out our survey, build valuable content that speaks to the target customer, which you're talking about. I love that. And then also make sure you're engaging your target demo on the social channels that your demo uses. Can you give us one example of maybe a network that a demo at PETCO might be using?
Well, we know our audience is really into Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah.
So we focus. We have teams that focus specifically on engaging that audience and leading them to the various PETCO properties, whether it be a community-based blog or our actual e-commerce site or some how-to articles that we may have listed on our site. We don't typically engage people on LinkedIn. That's not really our customers. I know it's a valuable channel for some channels, but by knowing your target audience, you can identify which social media channels you want to focus on.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Okay, those of you that are watching us live right now, that was Jeff Carpenter from PETCO dialing in from my cell phone. Things go wrong sometimes in the digital world, but Jeff is a trooper. Thank you so much, Jeff, on that one. We're going to move over now to David Fricks from Demand Media. Hey, David, walk us through a couple search marketing trends or tactics that you're seeing these days.
I guess the big one I want to touch on is Of course, Panda is one of the algorithms that everybody's talking about from a content marketing standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that's really shifted in the marketplace is that having content for content's sake can actually hurt your site authority. Most of the SEOs around were pretty interested when the Panda patent was released, and reading through that. And if you take some creative license with the definitions of the terms, you can draw from that pages that aren't adding to your site are hurting your site, and that if you can remove the zero traffic pages, pages that aren't actually generating any links, generating any traffic, you can actually improve the overall quality of your site as a whole when we're looking at those domain level metrics like trust and authority.
Yeah, and talk to us about great versus good and why we should stick to one great post instead of 10 good posts.
Yeah, that's something I learned from EA. We had a while back. We had a mantra of fewer, better games, in that we were going to do fewer titles and we were going to make them, really focus on just knocking them out of the park. And I think that really applies to your blog posts and your content creation. In my experience, I found that one really great blog post is a lot better than 10 good posts, because great posts are the ones that get shared and get shared at a rate at which they can actually compound themselves and go viral, so to speak.
That's really wise advice. Thank you so much. So I want to thank all of our speakers. We've got Jeff from PETCO on the phone. We've got David from Demand Media, and we also have Matt from Adobe and Camarillo that you just heard from. This has been the Digital Growth Broadcast, where we talk about search marketing trends and tactics that help businesses of all shapes and sizes. We've got people joining in and some Wi-Fi fun stuff, but as you know, everything in digital, there can be errors, there can be things that go wrong, and you just gotta kind of roll with it and smile. So I want to thank everybody that's watched this today. Those of you that are watching, you can learn more at MediaLeaders.com, where we share digital marketing best practices. We'll see you guys on the next video.